Hey, welcome back to the shop. Today, for a change, we're not going to turn anything. We're going to bake. We're going to bake a slow roasting kiln. How's that? So, here's the plan. I think I got all my ingredients. No, I'm missing a wire. But anyways, so I have this wire shelf from Home Depot. It's 30 inches by I think 56 or something, or 60, somewhere around there. I can't remember right now, but so that is that. We're gonna open that in a second. And I picked up this 2 doors from the Restore for 20 bucks, believe it or not. They even have the hinges on them. They have glass, so both of them together equal 31 inches. I need to have a bit of a gap, and I need to line the inside with some kind of a seal, I guess. So my plan is to build this wire shelf, goes against the wall, and then enclose it with MDF. So I have 3 sheets here. These are 16, actually 15 and a quarter by 8 feet. So I will cut 2 of this 72 inches, or the height, whatever matches the door. The other piece I want to divide into 3 if possible, which would give me slightly less than 32. I think everything should fit, so I want to line the whole thing with this 3/4 silver line styrofoam insulation. So basically, this shelf is 14 inches deep. This is 15 and a quarter, we said. So technically I don't need a back, however I need some stability so it won't, weeble wobble. So my plan is to make a vase, so cut 2 of these pieces that I have here from before at 32, which will raise the floor a bit more and have base there. The cabinet goes on top here. Let me try to draw it for you, because I'm so good at drawing. So it'll be something like this, and 2 of those pieces. I think this is how this goes. Yeah, look at that. So the pieces that I cut, since I have 8 feet going up, and I do have 8 feet there, so technically I can go higher than the doors with the 2 side pieces. So if I get 3 equal, 1 will go, let me close this off here. 1 will go here at the base, 1 will be at the height that the doors need to be. This shelf will be inside, being wire will allow airflow. I will line, so I will cut whatever this rectangle here is with the styrofoam insulation, put it against the wall, so the whole thing will lean flush against the wall, and then line the sides and like the rest of it. And here I will have another piece in the top. This part here, this extra shelf or whatever is optional. I haven't made up my mind yet. And so the idea is to have I have this double fan here, and a transformer. So the idea is to have that mounted somewhere here up above. And I also have, I haven't got it yet, but I have like a vent. I think if I'm gonna blow air out, some air has to come in. So I have one of those like RV plastic vents that may get installed here. And I bought 2 of this, and I'm gonna start. I have incandescent lights, so I'm gonna put one here and one here, and by having 2 of them and being able to have either 60 watts or 100 watt light bulbs, I'm gonna start with that. I don't want this to be a like drying kiln. I want so let's start here. My understanding when it comes to wood turning, when it comes to regular wood, you can speed up the process because your end grain, you only have, like if you look at this piece of wood, 99% of this is side grain. The only end grain is here and in the other end. So hence you can push your drying time without running into problems. When it comes to wood turning, you have all this area here is end grain, all this here is end grain, and there is usually this part here that becomes an issue. So it's either 50 or more than 50% is end grain. So you can't just speed up. So the proper way to do it, even though you will hear people say, well, I put this in my kiln for 2-3 weeks, the part that they don't tell you is that that's sat for 6 months since the time that it was rough turned outside of the kiln until, so let's say you turn something wet, let's say 40%, right? So you will have to either leave it in shavings or in a bag or whatever until it reaches about 20%. And depends where you put it and where you are. This stretch from here to here can take anywhere from, let's say, 3 to 6 months to a year. So once it reaches here, then you can put it in a kiln and kind of speed it up a bit. And within maybe 2 to 4 weeks, you will have this 20% down to, let's say, 7%. So that requires that you have a place where to store your rough turns and a kiln, which, I don't want both. And if you're doing production, then yes, that should be your process. But most of us are not doing production, but sometimes we do. Like for example, I have I think 12 blanks out there to a rough turn, so might as well, it's gonna make a mess, so might as well rough turn them all together, and then they're all in the same time. But the thing about a kiln is that it works the most efficient when it's full. So first of all, for that matter, what I'm building may pretty well be too big. I mean, I'm gonna try to dry some other blanks and stuff just now rough turn in order to have it somewhat full. But understanding that you need 2 processes to get there, I want to make something that is either one slower process that simplifies. Let's say that this was 4 months to a year. Let's make it 6 months, right? And let's make this we said 2 to 4 weeks. So the whole thing 6.5 months. If we can, my goal is to have something that is slower than the process from here to the 7%, but faster than the 40 to 20. So a compromise between the two, and I'm hoping that, let's say, if I can make this work, and I will have updates, and I will keep checking on this just to make sure that, I'm not selling you something that doesn't work. I'm experimenting with this myself, but essentially my goal is that I rough turn something, and instead of having to wait, like, let's say, minimum 6 months, within 3 to 4 months, the whole thing is ready to go. And so speed up the first half of the process and slow down the second one. So I don't necessarily want a pallet heat. That's why this may be used or not. The reason I went with this is because then I can just unscrew the light bulb. I can have them there or not have them there. And by having 4 of them, I can control how much. Now, it doesn't have to be light bulbs. It can also be heat. They sell this like heat lamps that don't produce any light. They just produce heat. So you can go one way or the other. I have a bunch of incandescent lights, so I'm going to start with that. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So let's get it done. This might create a few questions, but we'll get through it. And again, I will follow up probably several times on this particular project here. So I'm not one to cry to, subscribe to my channel. But, if you are interested, you might want to hit that thing. So, anyways, let's pop this guy open. So, anyways, let me wrap this open first. I'm sure you're familiar. They sell this type of shelves, I think, in most. It's nice and tight. So, how many Mexicans does it take? I'll tell you what. As I was saying, how many Mexicans does it take to open up a box? Yeah, why will you stay? Alright. So I'm not going to bore you with the putting this together part. So I'll get some of this organized. By the way, these pieces here are so for stability. Actually, I kind of lost track of what I was doing there, what I was saying earlier. Because I'm not putting it back, I'm going to make a face with this perfectly straight 1x2s that I have to source out of Home Depot. It took me like half an hour to find 5 straight ones, but that would make a face so the doors work properly and it stops the buckling of the MDF. So I'll get this done and we'll catch up then. Well, I got my shelf done, so you get an idea what I was talking about. And I think I'm gonna leave this as part 1 because I don't want to make a movie out of this. However, I want to leave you with a question. And people also use, on top of the materials that I mentioned here, they also use a dehumidifier, which I find kind of weird and hilarious at the same time, because a dehumidifier has heat and fan and humidity control. So really, that should be all you need. But in my case, I don't want to go that route, but I want to leave that option. That's why I left the pickup at the bottom there. So if I ever want to sneak one of those like $60 like small dehumidifiers, I can also try that. So and yeah, I'm gonna do a follow-up on the build and how it works. I'm gonna probably do several follow-ups afterwards, because if it works, I want to share that information with other people. And I will also do a video with everything that I use and how much it cost me and where I sourced it from. But anyways, I'll see you in part 2, I guess. So thanks for hanging out. Ciao, ciao.